Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title of the video, it's time for a bit of a reset, a bit of a refresh. I tried not to script this video too much just because I want it to be as, as raw as possible. I want to give you like the genuine true picture because honestly, I've been feeling majorly burnt out. Not so much now because I have given myself that time to just sit back, not do anything and just reassess, refocus. But yeah, that's why if maybe you follow me on Instagram, you'll have noticed that in-feed posts were non-existent. I haven't posted on Instagram for a couple of weeks now. Well, actually, I think I posted once last week, just to say, hey, I'm still here. But yeah, I haven't really been posting. On YouTube, it's remained somewhat consistent because I only post, once a week on YouTube. But yeah, I've been going through it a lot in my head. Mentally burnt out, just couldn't be bothered, and literally, it was time to do something about it. It was time for a change. I was not feeling it at all. So this is a different kind of video for me, being more personal, I suppose, bearing it all. And I just feel it's sort of it's time for me to be able to be that way with you guys because, at the end of the day, I really don't just want my channel to be property only or maybe money management only. Yes, those are things that are a big factor or play a big part in my life, but that's not all that I am and that's not all that I enjoy. So I really don't want to box myself in this area, especially where I feel that's where a lot of my stress is coming from. So let's just rewind a little bit. So yeah, I mentioned I've been feeling really burnt out, and it's essentially a feeling of not wanting to do anything. I literally have no excitement or no joy in doing anything. I can't be bothered. I just feel sitting around, essentially just being there. Obviously work is there, so I'm still working my 9-to-5 job, but yeah, outside of that, I just literally feel I had no energy, no desire and really enthusiasm for the things I was doing. So I just literally stopped. So during my little hiatus off Instagram, because that's where you'd notice if somebody's maybe not as active, because obviously on YouTube it's less social, during that mini break I just really took some time to think about, okay, what was causing me to feel the way that I did? Why was I lacking interest and focus on the things that I had been doing previously? What exactly was the core issue? And so I realized that it was major burnout. So what caused this burnout? For me personally, it was a number of things. So the first thing was the fact that my diary was just always jam-packed, taking on too much throughout the day. I'm somebody that also works a full-time job, and one that is quite demanding a lot of the time. So really my diary was not realistic. I was trying to do things as if I was self-employed, just running my own business, and that was all, when really that is far from the truth. So yeah, I was taking on way too much in the day. Outside of my job, I would have maybe 3 significant tasks that I'd give myself to complete for my personal business, which I just feel really looking back at it now, it's not feasible. The second thing that led to my burnout, basically not wanting to do anything, was this whole feeling of basically I should always be productive, and essentially comparing myself to other people, because obviously when you look online and you look at other people that are doing well, especially if they're in a similar field or area to you, there's a likelihood that you'll compare yourself from time to time. So you're just looking at other people, especially when you hear of success stories, the big time people out there, you always hear that, when they're climbing their way to the top or trying to build their success and their wealth, they denied themselves this, they were constantly working, they were doing this, blah 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 blah. So obviously hearing all those kind of things had an impact on myself. So I guess I just ingrained in myself that I want to be successful, I want to make something of myself, I want to leave a legacy behind, and therefore I need to be productive. I need to grind now so that years down the line, I can enjoy myself. But I think I've gotten to a place where I've realized okay, maybe that was fine for one person. They may have fully grinded and really worked so hard to the point that maybe they didn't really have time to enjoy anything else, and they used up all their energy on working. But I've identified that for myself, that's just something that is not feasible. I just don't have it in me. It's not sustainable. And I know that now because I've been through this period a number of times now. I think this is maybe the second worst time that it's been. But yeah, it's just not feasible for me. So yeah, I identified that whole comparison, feeling that I always had to be productive, was one of the things that was really causing my burnout and my desire in the end to feel you know what, I just can't be bothered. There's too much going on. I'm not enjoying this anymore. The third thing that was a contributor to my burnout, I've kind of already touched upon it in my last point now, like unintentionally, but it's just that idea of chasing somebody else's ideology of like what success looks like and how to achieve it. Like for some people, they're able to like consistently like put in that work, you know, numerous hours throughout the day, you know, not sleep so much and just continue to grind and be efficient in it. But for others, that's not the case, and I'm definitely one of those people. So yeah, really identifying that although, yeah, you want to look at people that can inspire you and motivate you to, you know, keep pushing and working on the things that you want to achieve, you need to apply it to yourself in a way that is more tailored to like suit your needs and also, you know, your ways of working and your strengths. The fourth thing that caused my burnout and led me to not wanting to do anything anymore and lacking that desire is basically like forcing myself into a box, or maybe allowing myself to be forced into a box by, you know, others' expectations. Now, if you watch me or you followed me for a while now, you probably know me as the girl that talks about property, you know, personal finance management, all that kind of stuff. But really, like, I don't just want to be that. And boxing myself into that has made me feel like, you know, if people in this field are behaving in a certain way, that's how I also should be behaving. So obviously now comparing myself to other people that create content on property, you know, personal finance, I'd be thinking, oh, my page should look more like that for people to take me seriously. Or, you know, if they're doing things like that, maybe that's the right way to do it. Like, you know, I'm supposed to come across as professional because I'm talking about XYZ. Like, you know, all those kind of things were like going through my mind. And I know that I'm someone that, as I've said earlier, I'm into those things, they play a big part in my life. But at the end of the day, I'm somebody that's also into, like, you know, clothes and fashion. Like, I won't use the word fashion because I like to think that I'm someone that's not like led by trends and, you know, fashion per se. But yeah, I do like getting dressed up from time to time, going out to nice places, exploring, you know, things like that. So like, I don't want to box myself in. I want to feel that I'm able to share whatever I want to share, whatever is going through my mind, whatever is helping me, or, you know, I'm learning about on my page, you know, wherever on my social platforms, and, you know, that's okay. I want to share that journey with you guys. I want to explore my brand because I know that what I'm trying to create is a brand, really. Like, it's more of a lifestyle thing. And also, I want to remain relatable. And so I don't want you guys to come across my page and feel like, oh, this is just another like maybe boring property, you know, strict formal type of page. I want it to come across as just Abigail. It's like it's a whole lifestyle piece. Like, I want it to be relatable. I don't know if any of that makes any sense or if I've explained it well, but yeah, it was just causing me burnout, putting myself into this box that obviously I do not fit into, and then trying to force my way to do things the way that other people are doing it when really that's not my bag. The next contributor was always being in a hurry to get things done and basically just not enjoying life for what it was or what it is. Like, you know, literally all the time running from doing one thing to the next, always had like a time to meet. There was, you know, so few hours in a day, but I had so much to get done, you know the whole story. And literally that was my life. And it was just tiring. It was overwhelming. Like, constantly having the feeling that you're always running around. Even on the weekends, I didn't ever feel like, you know, I had time to chill. Like, everything was just so structured, and like, it just didn't feel worth it anymore. Like, literally did not feel worth it, and I wasn't enjoying it. And yeah, burnout was the result. And now the final contributor was basically not getting enough rest and enough sleep. So obviously, if you're somebody that's constantly running around from one thing to the next, you're hardly going to get any rest. Like, your body's not going to recuperate from all the energy that it's using. And that was me. And so yeah, I've had to really step back and, you know, rejig a lot of things around. So yeah, those are pretty much all the things that led me to that place of stopping everything and saying, no, like, you know, it's really time for a reset. And literally the best time for a new beginning is always now, the present. So yeah, I just allowed myself that time and just started to really think about the things that I could implement to basically bring the balance back and make sure that, you know, whatever I was doing, you know, for you guys also here on YouTube, but for my followers on Instagram, was going to be something that's sustainable and also like what I'm enjoying to do and, you know, bringing value in doing that. So now these are the things that I'm doing differently. So first of all, I'm prioritizing balance and rest in my life. I've realized that I'm actually somebody that does not like stress. Like I do not like feeling stressed out. Like I need to take my time to do things, do them properly, especially when I'm someone that is, you know, quite meticulous. I like to I do the most essentially. So even when it comes to like creating content, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So I'll look over things over and over and over again to make sure that, you know, it looks right. So rather than rushing myself, obviously you do need to set time limits. I know I am giving myself more time to just do things, focus on one task at a time, and just like have balance, enjoy life. When it comes to resting, I'm making sure that I actually schedule time that I'm just gonna chill and not do anything. Like it's not by force to constantly be productive. You don't need to be working 24/7 or, you know, during the hours when you're not sleeping. Like it's not by force. And I've definitely realized that it's not by force for me. I wasn't enjoying it, so I've put a stop to it. So definitely having more downtime, more time to relax, and just like, you know, live and just, you know, be free, have time to breathe, and, you know, obviously time to work as well, but just a lot more balance essentially. Number two, I'm no longer going to put myself into that box of what others might expect of somebody that creates content in my area. I'm me and they are them. So yeah, if something doesn't excite me, or, you know, creating content on a certain thing just feels forced and not like really what I truly resonate with, then I'm not going to do it because there's just no point. And I also feel like even my followers know when content is not coming maybe from the heart, or maybe it's not something that I've really done with like, you know, all my energy and really wanted to put out there. Yeah, I just feel like I'm not enjoying it, and then the followers also do not enjoy it and do not engage with it. But when I do like feel really excited about content that I'm putting out, you know, people also respond in that way. So yeah, not boxing myself in anymore, not comparing myself to other property or, you know, finance content creators. I'm not even trying to give myself that title any longer. Like I'm just me, I'm Abigail. I'm creating content on, you know, everything that pertains to my life, everything that interests me, and hopefully you guys are also like in the same sort of categories, enjoy the same things, will follow along with me in that journey. The third thing also comes down to comparison. So when it comes to the area of Instagram in particular, I'm not going to be looking at other people, whether they're content creators in my sort of area or not. I'm not going to be looking at them to say, oh, this person posts, you know, X amount of times per week on Instagram, or they're constantly showing up in stories, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to be doing that to myself anymore because, like, naturally, I'm quite an introvert. I'm someone that is, you know, quite kept to myself, and I only really come out of my shell when I become comfortable with you. Now, a lot of people do say that, oh, you know, you don't come across that way and stuff like that. But I guess, you know, if I have a good vibe with you, then yeah, I'll show you energy. But, you know, naturally, I'm quite quiet, kept to myself. And so for me, something like coming up on stories like regularly is just not natural. In fact, I find it quite difficult. And so yeah, that's why you probably won't see me a lot on stories. But yeah, I'm just trying to obviously improve and better myself in all these areas, but do it at my own pace and not because I'm comparing myself to somebody else. Like, as I said earlier, that's their journey, that's them, and, you know, this is me, and I need to do what works for me, what works for my well-being, and just, you know, creating a better life, you know, work-life balance. The next thing that I'm now doing is improving on my service offerings, so like building on the ones that I currently have. So as I've mentioned in previous videos, I now offer consultation calls, and like I really do enjoy those because I like the, you know, human interaction, you know, speaking to you guys about, you know, your different scenarios and just like, you know, working through those situations. Obviously, I appreciate you guys here on YouTube that watch my videos and engage, but obviously, you know, it's just not the same as maybe talking to somebody one-on-one, because, you know, you can interact, you know, have some laughs and just really like, you know, talk to another person. So I really do enjoy that, and I want to try and find a way to like implement more of like, I guess, like person to person like service offerings. I don't know how I'm going to do that just yet, but basically, yeah, I really want to work on building those sort of services whereby me and you guys can interact more and, you know, work more closely together. And now the final thing that I'm now doing differently is remembering that basically I have a full-time job, so my to-do list cannot be crazy. Like, to be honest, even if you are an entrepreneur full-time, you're self-employed, you shouldn't have a crazy to-do list because, again, work-life balance is key. So anyway, coming going back to my situation, I work full-time, and so now rather than having like to-do lists of maybe like, you know, 3 significant tasks for the day, I'm putting it down to one significant task. It could be on, you know, the area of property sourcing, it could be about creating content, it could be like on anything. I'm just giving myself that one task for the day. Obviously I may have like tiny little bits that may be personal life admin to deal with, but yeah, in terms of like giving myself like significant things to do, it's one maximum. Like, I'm trying to work at my own pace now, stay in my own lane and do things the way that, you know, are still enjoyable to myself. Like obviously work is work, and there are times where you're gonna have to like forget the fact that not everything's gonna be fun. But yeah, this is a brand, a lifestyle like business that I'm trying to create. And you know, any business that you're trying to set up or, you know, want to be successful, you need to enjoy it. It has to be something that's sustainable, and that's definitely what I'm all about. So yeah, hopefully this video has been enjoyable for you. You found value in it. If you are somebody that's maybe going through similar, maybe you've been going through similar feelings of burnout and not like being bothered or feeling like doing like the things that you have been doing, and maybe it is time to literally like stop and reset. Like you do not need to be comparing yourself to anybody else. You need to think about yourself, know your strengths, your weaknesses, and then work things around that, and basically just like enjoy life. Like literally you have one life to live. Like obviously, yeah, we're grown ups, we need to be responsible, but part of being responsible is also knowing when it's time to rest and give yourself, you know, that time to recoup, and just being you. You know, you are you, you're not the next person, and there's a reason for that. So yeah, finding ways to, you know, work and, you know, move forward in your life in a way that is suitable for you is definitely key. And that's what I've been learning, and that's what I'm trying to build on really. So yeah, again, hope you found the video useful, and I'll catch you later. Bye.